Good morning, Spuds Country. Welcome to Duluth, Minnesota, and the regional tournament for your Moorhead Spuds. This is game number 2 of the regional tournament of the winner side bracket. Today, your Moorhead Spuds are set to take on the Duluth Icebreakers. Quinn Shager with me here today.
Good afternoon, Seth. Great to be here.
Emily Swenson filling in on control board. Lisa Swenson back in studio. Spuds are gathered around their net for their final rally cry before the start of this game. Icebreakers take to the ice. Spuds do the same. It's going to be number 3, Molly Hockett, and number 7, Lauren Ness, left and right. Number 4, Caitlin Shirley will be centering it up. Back on the blue line will be number 11, Celia Almendinger, and number 18, Kinsey Johnson. Back in net for the Spuds will be number 33, Addie Andel. Puck is down. We are underway. It's right down into the Duluth defensive end. It's going to be handled by Duluth. Sent out near side. They're going to bring it through neutral ice and down into the Moorhead zone. And, of course, I'm not hardly getting any audio. There we go. That's a little better. Round onto the near side boards. Brought up to the near side blue line. Shot put on Andel. She'll stop it and cover it up.
First test by Andel there. She looks sharp, looks good. She was ready for it. Kind of an unexpected shot coming from the point.
Face-off will be near side between Shirley and number 20, I believe it was number 21. It's going to go all the way over to the far side, be sent around behind the net from Almendinger. Johnson now kicks it ahead to Hockett out at neutral. Bounced right back in, or actually held in at the blue line. It's going to go down into the near side corner and be controlled by Duluth. Cross ice up to the point. Ness comes streaking across. She's able to break it loose. It's going to float down into the far side corner. Tapped up, pushed along the far side wall. Spuds are able to clear it out to center. It's going to be picked up just inside of her own zone by Sasha Cole, number 20. Round back out through neutral now. Erickson will have it. She's going to bring it all the way down into the Moorhead zone and put a shot onto Andel. Andel will knock it down, and it'll come over to the near side boards. Handled there now by Dufault. She tries to clear. She's able to send it out to Hockett at neutral. Hockett is able to give it a little bump down into the Duluth end. Hendrickson now far side, has it knocked off her stick right at the blue line. Shot from the far side by Thies is going to get covered up by Andel, and we'll have a stoppage in play.
Kind of a slow start for the Spuds, I think, Seth. Duluth is definitely flying right out of the gates here in the first minute and a half of the game. We're going to have to pick it up a bit.
I definitely think they should have had more coffee. They're lacking on the coffee situation there. Far side shot is going to go down into the near side corner off the stick of Johnson. Spuds look to control. Hanukkah tries to clear. It's going to get slammed up against the wall. Cutter steps in to help. She's able to push it out to center. Duluth will turn it right back the other direction. Right at the blue line, Default got a stick on it to set it deep down into the Duluth end. Back behind her own net will be Neela Johnson now. She sends it along the far side wall. Oakes with it, turns it right back down into the near side corner. Hanukkah's there to go after it, but Duluth is going to get to it first and be able to kick it out to center, forcing the Spuds to reset. Oakes now with it near side, sends it cross ice over to Lindbergh. Lindbergh backhands it down into the far side corner. It'll end up back in behind the Duluth net where Johnson picks it up from the Icebreakers. She'll send it along the near side wall. Steen is there at the blue line to turn it right back in behind the net. Strand back over to Steen near side. Almendinger steps up. Puck will be held up along the near side boards, now sent around back behind the net over to the far side. Nobody can get a stick on it. It's going to slide all the way out to center. Steen's going to go after it out at neutral ice. Spuds reset. Near side now. Almendinger couldn't get a handle on it. Slides back down to Swenson close to the Moorhead zone. Swenson sends it ahead to Almendinger. Almendinger carries it in, takes the shot, ends up with her own rebound. Tries for the second shot that goes through the crease and onto the far side boards. Held up by Duluth, now back behind their own net. Sent along the neutral, or along the near side boards out to neutral ice. McMillan had it, but Almendinger was right there to take it away. She's going to bring it right up to the blue line and put another shot on the Duluth Icebreakers goalminder. Lee now shot, bouncing puck out in front. Will get turned over to the far side boards. Tibetowski up to Johnson, back down to Tibetowski about halfway down the wall. Shot gets redirected up into the air and will end up back behind the net. Retzer now tries to center it up. It's going to come all the way up to Johnson on the far side blue line. She'll send it right back around behind the net to Retzer. Out front, Tibetowski couldn't get a stick on it. Johnson was able to stop it before it got too far, but it's going to force the Spuds to reset, and it gets thrown back in, and the Spuds will end up offside.
Well, that's looking a little better now. Got a little legs underneath us, kept some offensive pressure there. Very good. Got to keep getting those shots. For a while there, we didn't have any. Up to 2 now.
So why are we coming all the way back down to the other end?
They're going to call that intentional and have it come all the way down?
Apparently. Faceoff is going to be controlled by Duluth inside the Moorhead zone. Near side corner now, Dufault with it. She'll send it up off the wall. It's going to go all the way down to the other end of the ice. It's going to float right onto Antilla. Actually had a real nice curveball effect going on. So no icing, and she will get the stoppage right in the Duluth zone.
I'm going to get some clarification on this face-off situation here. That's what it is. A player deliberately plays or attempts to make a play on the puck in a delayed offside situations. We'll make that face-off be all the way down on the other end.
Interesting. Rules that you don't know about until you actually see it, and then you look it up. Puck is being held up along the far side wall. Hockett with it now. She gets tripped up. Duluth is going to be headed to the box for the trip.
Should be a hook. It
looks
is.
Like hooking. It looks like it's going to be number 11. Hannah Simonson is going to be the guilty party who heads to the bench, or heads to the box. She got a big smile on her face like, yeah, I did it.
She sure did. Guilty as charged. We'll have a first look at the Spuds power play here.
Face-off far side is going to be Shirley and Bailey Thies. Puck will be sent down into the far side corner. Spuds are there to hold on to it. Shirley now with it. Bounces it around over to the far side corner. It's going to be sent right off the wall, all the way down off the stick of Johnson from the Icebreakers. That one will get called back on icing.
Oh, I trust that ref. He's got a pretty good mustache. There's no way he's going to make a bad call today. Trust the guy with the mustache.
Well, we got the ref over there with the hockey flow, too.
I like it.
Face-off near side is going to end up over on the near side boards. Hockett sends it down deep behind the net to Ness. She tries to center it up. It was intercepted by Johnson and taken around back behind her net. She'll try to bring it out far side. Oakes is there to pick it loose. Ness steps up to help. She tries to backhand it down deep, but Nora Good was there to intercept and tries to clear. Puck gets sent around to the near side now. Hockett with it again. Comes up to Hendrickson near side. She tries to send it down low, but it's going to get turned over, redirected over to the far side wall. Oakes now from about halfway down the wall. Shot turned away by...
That'll be a trip.
Yep. So the Spuds are going to negate their power play.
Hendrickson's going to the box.
Hendrickson is the guilty party on that one.
Trying to keep the play alive. Got the puck, but also got the skates. So she'll sit for 2.
So we'll have a minute to a 4-on-4. Face-off comes back down into the Moorhead end on the far side. Shirley and Sasha Cole to square up. Spuds control. Johnson with it down in her own far side corner. She sends it along, tries to send it ahead to Shirley. Cole was right there to intercept it. Spuds are able to turn it back, to break it back over. Shirley with it now, gets not drilled as she tries to carry it out. Duluth comes away with it out at neutral ice. Far side now, Thies down and tries to take it down into the corners, but she's going to drop it off. Far side blue line, Cole over to Kurth. Kurth takes it over to the far side. She's going to send it in behind the net where Johnson will pick it up. Sent along the near side boards. It'll be picked up by Erickson from Duluth. She's going to bring it around right onto the point and then take it over to the far side. Drops it off for Cole. She can't get a handle on it. That ended up on the far side wall, but then she picked it up and sent it down in behind the net. Brought one around once again, Erickson. She's going to send it up to the point. Duluth is looking for an opening, or they're trying to burn up clock so they can get 5-on-4, which they are now back at full strength. Shot near side, kick save. Andel goes into the far side corner. Cole with it now, up to the point. Another shot, save, Andel. And that one's going to get swallowed up, so we'll get the stoppage in play.
Not sure what happened there, Seth. Looked like they were a little bit of miscommunication here. For the 4-on-4, they were playing a box like it was a penalty kill. They weren't being as aggressive as they could have been, being even strength there, playing back like they were on defense the whole time. Duluth does go to the power play now, so they're going to need to do that now.
45 seconds on the Moorhead penalty kill. Face-off was far side. It's going to be controlled by Duluth now. About halfway down the wall, it goes bouncing out to center ice. Duluth is going to have to reset. They're going to chase it all the way down into their own zone. Nora Good will pick it up and carry it back behind her own net with Cutter in her back pocket. Cutter's able to break it loose. She's going to get knocked down. Puck is going to come loose. No call on the check. And Duluth is going to bring it back the other way now. Dumped in near side. It'll go all the way down into the corner. Oakes picks it up back behind the net, sends it back along the near side wall. Hanukkah goes after it. She's able to clear it out to center. Duluth will have to reset once again. Cutter couldn't get a handle on it. It was sent the other direction by Duluth. Taken in far side into the Moorhead defensive end. Now it'll be Cole with it. She'll wrap it around behind the net. Looks to center it up. Puts the brakes on. Takes it down into the corner. Takes a shot from there. That one will get kicked away by Andel. Duluth will have it on the far side or on the near side now. Skated along the wall. Thies with it. She sends it back in behind the net. Oakes is there to pick it up. Knocked away by Neela Johnson. And this time the puck is going to get sent the length of the ice right on to Antilla, the Duluth goal minder, so no icing, but she's going to cover it up and we'll get the stoppage in play.
Well, the refs are definitely letting them skate. It's been pretty physical coming from Duluth with 2 no calls that I thought were definitely questionable, so I'm okay with that as long as it remains consistent for the rest of the game. We'll have to see how it shakes out.
Face-off near side is going to be won by Duluth. They're going to send it over on the near side boards, and it's going to slide down into the corner. Steen goes after it. It'll be picked up. Adriana Erickson from Duluth. They're going to be able to clear it out to center, where Allmendinger will take it. Backhands it in far side, right onto the stick of Kurth. She'll send it over to the near side. Duluth is able to kick it right back out. Allmendinger intercepts a forward pass right as it breaks into the Moorhead zone and turns it back the other direction. Down into the Duluth end once again. Johnson sends it along the near side board. Swenson was there to slow it down, but the puck is going to slide down into the Moorhead end and be picked up by Kinsey Johnson along the near side boards. Shot from the blue line, save Andel. Rebound goes over to the far side. Strand was there to pick it up and he was able to kick it out to center. Right into the waiting stick of Nora Kuhl. She crosses the red line, sends it down deep into the Moorhead zone. Kinsey Johnson with it now in the near side corner. She gets pinched up against the wall. Puck gets sent around back in deep behind the net to Allmendinger. Allmendinger's forward pass to Swenson was knocked down by the Icebreakers. Icebreakers control once again. Puck sent down into the far side corner. Steen picks it up, sends it off the wall, and it'll be held in at the far side blue line. Centering pass, nobody home, comes over onto the near side boards. Bouncing puck loose in the slot. It'll get turned over onto the far side boards where Strand will get a stick on it. She'll send it the length of the ice, and that one will get called back on icing with 5:59 left here in this first period.
Well, another good ice to get a fresh line change out there. We were definitely struggling a bit. I think we got a little gassed out there. Duluth seems to be making passes into a lot of open ice areas, which is allowing for some pretty good puck movement coming from Duluth's side of things. I think we just got to tighten the screws a little bit.
Yeah, we're kind of getting that. We're sending it right into the. They're holding up right in our passing lanes, and that's kind of causing us some issues here. Simonson with it now, back behind the Moorhead net. Spuds are there to pick it loose. Retzer with it. She's able to kick it out to center. Johnson over to Good, down into the Moorhead zone. Cole ended up offside, so Duluth will bring it back out. We'll have another stoppage in play.
That was pretty close, but they made the right call on the offsides there.
Face-off near side is going to be won by by Lee. Hendrickson sends it cross ice. Tibbs couldn't get a stick on it. It ended up going down into the Duluth zone where Good picked it up and sent it back the other direction. Hendrickson with it now, deep inside of her own zone in the far side corner. Puck floats loose. Lee comes down to help. It's going to be bounced off the wall now, Hendrickson, and then Duluth will end up with it once again. Hendrickson is there to break it loose. She kicks it out to Tibetowski at center ice. Down into the Moorhead, or down into the Duluth zone we go. Good was there to knock it loose, and now Cole is going to bring it back the other direction on the far side. 2-on-1 centering pass was blocked by Lee. Went right back to Simonson, who tried for the second centering pass, and that one got sent back up to the point. Near side now. It'll be carried down into the corner on the stick of Simonson. Broken loose by Oakes. Retzer with it now, near side half wall. Stolen away by the Icebreakers. Matheson sends it back into the corner. Spuds pick it up behind the net. Shot from the near side blue line off the stick of Erickson, goes just wide of the Moorhead net and into the corner. Spuds turn it back the other direction, but it's going to go the length of the ice, and nobody's going to run it down, and we're going to have an icing call.
Little bit too much panic I'm seeing from the girls right now. They're not holding on to the puck for the extra half second that they need to assess the situation, and just kind of whipping it down the ice for icing. Going to have to get that a little bit more under control.
They are running a little bit scared at the moment. They need to settle down and figure out where they're running. Puck sent all the way around onto the near side. It's going to be held in at the blue line by the Icebreakers. The second attempt to clear it out comes all the way up to Hockett at the Duluth Icebreakers zone. Hockett will carry it in and put the shot on. That'll get kicked away by Antilla. Shot goes just wide of the net and off of Antilla's glove and down into the near side corner. Duluth is able to clear it out once again. Near side now. Shot from the near side half wall off the stick of Nora Kuhl. Goes right into the glove of Addie Andel.
Easy save for Andel on that one. Flashed the leather, saw it 100% of the way. I think Shirley shot down in the offensive zone. I thought I heard a little bit of a bar. I think it went pipe out. It was a good opportunity.
Face-off near side goes down into the corner. Johnson sends it all the way around over to the far side wall where it gets pushed right back into the corner. Ness up to Shirley. Shirley out to Hockett at center ice. Hockett drops it back to Shirley along the wall. Shirley sends it down the far side boards, but it's going to be picked up and taken the other direction by the Icebreakers. Down into the Moorhead zone once again. Held up about halfway down the half wall. Sent back up to Good at the blue line. Cross ice over to the near side now. Neela Johnson. She puts a shot on that goes well wide of the net and back behind. It'll end up over on the far side boards now. Duluth controls once again. Held in. Nora Good at the blue line. She sends it down into the corner where Kinsey Johnson will pick it up this time, but it's going to be knocked off her stick by McMillan from Duluth. Up to the blue line now, far side. Shirley tries to knock it down, but it's going to get turned down into the slot where they put a shot on, but Allmendinger was there to knock it over to the far side wall. Far side wall shot now, blocked by Shirley. And we're going to chase this one down into the Duluth zone. Spuds will end up offside. One thing I haven't done yet here, Spuds are wearing their travel blacks with the orange and white trim. They are skating left to right this morning, or I guess this afternoon. Duluth is wearing their whites, their home whites with the black and red trim. They're skating right to left, since you have no idea which way everybody's going. Only the second audio broadcast that we've ever done. Far side boards now, controlled by Duluth, stolen away by Default as they break the Moorhead zone. Turned out to center, forcing Duluth to reset. It's going to be Hanukkah and Erickson who fight for it down into the Duluth zone. It'll be taken back the other direction now on the stick of Bailey Thies. All the way down in. She tries for the side angle shot that goes off the side of the cage and back behind. The puck will come all the way around onto the near side boards. Held up just on the blue line and then sent back down into the near side corner where Nora Kuhl will pick it up. Default and Kuhl both fight for it. Puck comes free. Swenson with it now. She tries to clear it out on the near side. It was Erickson who sent it right back down to Swenson. Swenson's able to bring it over to the point, clear it out to center. From the far side now, dumped in back behind the Moorhead net once again. Oakes will pick it up in the near side corner. Oakes up to Allmendinger. And Swenson gives chase near side. She's going to run it down. Walks in 1-on-3. Is able to get the shot away. But she was fighting with three other skaters and was not able to get the rebound.
I think they're going to call a hook on Swenson for that. Somehow, even being 1-on-3 all by herself, they're going to call that. I don't know if she tucked that under her armpit and hung on to it a little bit, but might have been some tricky play by the Duluth player there, because I do not know how that actually happened.
I'd kind of like to see a replay, but unfortunately we don't have a replay today, so we'll just come back down and we'll go with what the refs say with 1.5 minutes left in the period. We'll go on the penalty kill for the remainder.
Sometimes those offensive players know how to just kind of sell it a little bit. That might have been what occurred there.
Face-off far side is sent up to Matt Martinson at the point. They really need to put a light up over here. I can't hardly read the roster. Far side now, sent back up to the blue line. She's going to bring it around to the top of the point. Sends it over far side, now over the near side to Thies. Thies brings it back in, gets harassed by Steen, but it'll be picked up Cole, who takes it right down in. Shot and the goal. And that'll put the Icebreakers on the board first with 1 minute, 1 second left here in the first period.
That's just an unfortunate bounce, Seth. The first shot was a good block by Andel. Wasn't able to control the rebound, and it just came right back out to the shooter. Gave her a second opportunity, point blank. Not much you can do with that. One of those odd bounce type of situations. But Duluth does capitalize on the power play.
Face-off at center is going to be controlled by Duluth. Far side stolen away momentarily by Tibitowski. And he'll be taken the other direction now with the Icebreakers. Down in back behind the Moorhead net. Wraparound shot. Couldn't get the back door. They sent it through the crease. Martinson couldn't get a stick on it. It'll end up over to the far side now. Out. Bouncing puck. Gets turned away from the far side wall. It's going to be loose in the slot right out in front of Andel. Pipe shot. Spuds are trying to clear. Everybody's hacking at it. It's going to come up to Johnson near side, who puts another shot on. That one will get kicked over into the corner. Near side now. Shot once again. That one was skated away off of a skate down into the far side corner. Duluth has it back in behind the Moorhead net. 12 seconds left in the period. Dufault with it back behind her own net. Tries to send it off the wall. She'll send it up into the air. It'll get bounced out to center. And that is how this period is going to expire. So after one, your Moorhead Spuds are leading the Duluth are trailing 1-0. They shoveled the ice before we started, so we'll be back here in just a minute. Welcome back to the Duluth Heritage Sports Center, Duluth, Minnesota. Your Moorhead Spuds are currently locked in battle with the Duluth Icebreakers and trail 1-0 after one period. Puck goes around to the far side. Hockett tries to clear. It's going to be picked up by the Icebreakers and carried down into the Moorhead end. I always forget that we switch ends after that, so I'm still thinking that's our end, our end over there.
They got to go confusing everybody.
I know. Far side boards now. It'll be Mathis who has it. Down into the corner. Allmendinger tried to clear. It was held into the blue line. Bouncing puck is loose in the slot. Spuds are able to clear it over to the near side boards now. Ness out to center. Hockett with it. Carries it in. gets a shot off that goes right into the glove of Antilla.
Another kind of lackadaisical start for the Spuds right off the face-off on the second period. Would like to see a little bit more fire. Just need something that's going to give us that spark.
Wonder if we can call DoorDash and get a case of Red Bull delivered to the locker room for in between the second and third. Face-off far side is going to be actually controlled by the Spuds this time, but Duluth steps right into the passing lane and is able to take it out through center. Johnson now with it down into the Moorhead zone, centering pass, shot, save, Andel. She's going to sit on it.
A late whistle there. I would have liked to hear that a second or two earlier. Andel did everything she could to make that save, and it was remarkable.
Yeah, she parked her booty right on top of it, and I don't think the refs knew where it was, so they just kind of let it go for a minute.
They can trust her. She's a good goalie. She's got it.
Face-off near side, Cutter and Thies will end up with Johnson down in behind her own net. Over to the far side now, Hendrickson fights along the near side or far side wall. Puck comes down in behind the Moorhead net once again. Cutter is there to pick it up. She looks for the outlet, sends it out to Lindbergh, who kind of bounces it backwards down to Cutter once again. Far side now controlled by Neela Johnson inside of her own zone. She'll bring it around behind the net. Spuds will try to hold it, but it's going to be cleared right back out, taken the other direction by Neela Johnson. Or excuse me, not Neela Johnson. It was Bailey Thies. Rebound or shot came had the loose rebound. Shot was sent wide of the net. Spuds are able to clear it out. It's going to go the length of the ice. That one will get called back on icing.
Wow, that was a heck of a play from Duluth there on the 2-on-1. It was a great shot, far side low. And was able to make that save, but by design, the rebound kicked right out to the charging forward, and thankfully, she put it wide. Wrong side, Duluth. Wrong side of the face-off circle.
Face-off near side comes over onto the near side wall. It'll be sent down into the corner off the stick of Kurth. Brought back up the near side now. Steen is able to bounce it out to center. Strand gives chase. She'll run it all the way down in. Walks it right into the slot, but has it knocked off her stick by Kurth. Out through center now. Erickson with it. And Duluth will run in offside. So we'll get the stoppage in play and come back out to neutral ice.
Well, Strand did everything she could on that offensive rush there. Some nice hands, just better defense by Duluth.
Face-off near side will be Lee and Cole. Cole is going to win the draw, drops it back to Kurth at her own blue line at neutral ice. Forward pass is intercepted by Lee, but she's going to turn it right back over to Duluth, who puts a shot on Andel from neutral ice. Johnson sends it ahead to Retzer. It'll be held at the blue line, sent right back in behind the Moorhead net. Dufault with it now, sends it around to the far side boards. Ran down by Sasha Cole right before it crossed the blue line, down into the near side or into the far side corner. Centering pass comes all the way over on the near side boards at the blue line. Going to be bounced around loose, and finally a shot is put on Andel by Cole, but it went just wide and over to the far side wall. Pinched up against the boards. It's going to come right over onto Andel. She'll stick that one right over to Cole, who put a shot right back at her. Johnson will pick it up behind her own net now. Looks for the outlet, sends it off the far side boards. That one's going to go the length of the ice. Goes just a little bit wide of Antilla, so that one will get called back on icing.
Shoot. Again, we just need a little bit more crisp passing from the girls out here. We got nothing to be scared of. Just down one goal. Easy to come back from there. Just got to relax and play hockey.
Shirley and Thies face off far side. Shirley wins the draw. It gets sent down into the far side corner. Allmendinger smacks it around to Ness near side. It comes all the way out to neutral ice. Hocken is going to run it down inside the Duluth zone. She'll carry it around back behind the net. Tries to center it up, but Johnson was right there to knock it away. Oakes now top of the slot. Shot goes just wide of the net. Hockett fight for it with Good back behind the net. Good's going to come away with it. She's going to send it along far side over to Matheson, who gets it out to center to Cole. Cool with the shot on the breakaway. Andel with the save. Cool picked up her own rebound, put it right back into the chest pad of Andel. Spuds are able to clear it right back out to center now.
Big save by Andel on the breakaway.
Couple of huge saves. Allmendinger with it now, sends it around near side to Oakes. Oakes turns it back in behind the net once again. It'll get bounced around, and the Spuds are able to send it out to neutral. Picked up Neela Johnson inside of her own zone, sends it over to the far side. Allmendinger is there to pick it, or to knock it around a little bit. Duluth is still going to come away with it. Down into the corner, stolen away by the Spuds. Shirley coming up the far wall. She carries it all the way down in, puts a shot on that goes off the side of the cage. It'll be handled by Duluth back behind the net. Stolen away by Hockett. Now knocked free over the near side boards. Hendrickson is there. Johnson tries for the shot that's going to go in back behind the net. Taken far side, Thies. She's going to send it off the wall. That one will get called back on icing.
Of note, we've had some personnel changes. Sounds like Hanukkah might have an injury, and they've bumped Hendrickson up to right winger. We'll see if Hanukkah makes a return in this game. I'm not sure what happened. Happy we have a long bench for situations like this.
Face-off far side will be controlled. It's just going to kind of sit there dead before being settled down by the Icebreakers. They look to clear. Near side out through center now. Dumped into the Moorhead zone. Simonson is going to bring it around. Puts a shot on Andel. That one's going to go over to the far side corner. Puck sets loose. It'll finally be settled down by Sasha Cole. She's going to carry it in behind the net. Looks to center it up. Turns it back the other direction to the far side. Centering pass blocked by Dufault. Backhand shot off the stick of Matheson. Goes right into the glove of Andel.
Well, Seth, Andel sure does look sharp today, and thankfully, Duluth is up on shots 19-7. So she's getting peppered, but she is feeling it.
Face-off far side. It's going to be 16-16, Cutter and Hunter. It ends up back behind the Moorhead net with the Duluth. Hunter can't keep a handle on it. It's going to be knocked out to center, but it'll be sent right back in. Duluth will be offside.
Get a fresh line out. Looks like we'll have Strand, Steen, and Swenson out for forwards. See if they can get some action happening in the offensive zone.
Steen and Hunter to face off just outside their own zone. Puck bounced around before finally being settled down by the Icebreakers. Far side wall now. Allmendinger is able to pick it loose. It'll end up with Oakes. She's going to carry it around and take the trip behind. Sends it back over to the far side corner to Allmendinger. Down in behind the net. Steen sends it along the wall. Will be picked up by the Icebreakers on the near side. Steen is there to pull it loose. She'll send it around over to the far side. It's going to end up on the stick of Johnson at the blue line. Now it's intercepted by the Spuds, taking the other direction. Allmendinger. She's going to carry it walk it all the way down in. Puts a shot on. Antilla is going to get the kick save. Far side now. Swenson with it. Fights her way down in behind the net. Strand sends it back, tries to send it back up to Steen at the blue line, but once again, Duluth is going to be there to intercept. Puck comes loose down into the Moorhead zone. Oakes will pick it up in the far side corner. She'll send it out to neutral, or tries to send it out to neutral ice. Johnson was there to come streaking in and held it right at the blue line. Around to the near side now. Strand is able to chip it up off the wall, forcing the Icebreakers to reset. Nora Good with it now, brings it back into the Moorhead zone far side. Drops it back to Thies. Thies brings it around to the point, looks for the shot, takes a shot. Andel with the save. Puck is going to be cleared out by the Spuds, and that one will go the length of the ice and get called back on icing.
Oof, it's all they can do to just get the puck out of the zone at this point in time. It really seems like the offensive chances that the girls have had have been just a one-off on the rush, and they're not following it up with any sustained pressure. Duluth has been able to keep it in the zone and kind of wear us down a little bit.
They're kind of getting out-skated today here. They're not moving real fast.
I agree. They're not moving their feet, and as soon as they can fix that, good things are going to happen. But they got to do it first.
Agreed. Shot from the far side blue line goes just wide of the cage and back behind. Spuds are able to clear it out to center. Tibetowski now knocks it all the way down into the Duluth zone. It's going to be picked up near side corner. Adriana Erickson. She'll bring it back behind her own net, puts the brakes on, looks for the outlet, sends it off the far side wall. Bailey Thies now with it at neutral ice, brings it down into the Moorhead zone right through the point, takes a shot, blocked Johnson. Tibetowski ends up with a rebound, sends it out to Retzer. Retzer now, far side, 1-on-2. 2-on-3, 3-on-2. Taken down into the far side corner. Kurth with it now, sends it around over to the far side. Duluth is once again able to take it out. Cole with it now down into the Moorhead zone. She takes a shot. That one's going to go right into the glove of Andel. And we'll have a stoppage in play.
I think she dropped it, and it's just sitting right there on the goal line. So I don't think she had it exactly where she wanted, but she did make the save, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. She turned into a stone statue real quick.
Yep. Didn't move a muscle for a second there until they could see the puck right underneath her.
That is the one good thing that I read in the official rule book. The whole puck has to be across the goal line. It can't just be partially in for it to count.
That is correct. None of this football business where it breaks the plane.
Exactly.
Whole puck's got to be in.
Once again, puck is going to be sent the length of the ice and brought back down into the Moorhead zone on an icing call.
And that rule just makes sense, Seth. So what if the puck touches the plane of the net? It's got to go in order to score.
Face-off far side between Caitlin Shirley and Sasha Cole from the Icebreakers. It's going to be controlled by the Spuds. Allmendinger sends it hard back behind her own net. Off the near side boards, out through center now. Hockett. It'll end up with Neela Johnson, who will send it cross ice. Spuds try to hold the zone, but it's going to be cleared out by the Icebreakers. Matheson, far side, brings it down into the Moorhead end. Bumped in back behind the Moorhead net. Oakes will go after it. She's going to send it back the other direction over to Allmendinger. Not quite sure what that was there for, but Hockett is going to flip it up into the air. That one's going to go all the way down in. Shirley is going to be there to run it down. Can't quite get the shot on it. Ness was there to pick it up and try for a second, but it was going to got covered up by Antilla before anybody else could get a whack at it.
Some good speed there by Shirley. She was trying to get to there clean first so she could get the shot away. Duluth was able to just hustle enough to prevent her from taking a full shot. They were able to kind of kill that little rush.
I think we got enough snow on the ice that the puck is getting slowed down fairly nicely now.
We are ready for a cleaning.
Face-off far side is going to be controlled by the Icebreakers, held up right back behind their own net. It'll be Erickson who's looking for the outlet. Sent over to the far side. The Dufault sends it right back in behind the net. Kurth with it, tries to send it out. Once again, held in far side by the Spuds. Cutter loses an edge. Puck's going to go the length of the ice all the way down into the Moorhead end. Johnson will run it down back behind her own net. Can't get a handle on it. Icebreakers try to wrap it around from the side of the slot. Shot goes off the post and over to the far side boards. Once again from the blue line now. Puck gets sent up high into the air. Right out in front. Shot is going to get kicked away by Andel, but she's in a bad position. Puck goes back behind the net, thankfully. Sent off the far side boards. Duluth is there to hold it in and turns it right back down into the far side corner. Cutter with it now. Fights for it. It'll bounce all the way over into the near side corner where it's picked up by the Icebreakers. Centering pass sent out front is going to be turned away by Johnson. Spuds once again try to clear it. It was held into the far side blue line. Near side boards now. Picked up Gorham. She'll carry it down into the far side or into the near side corner. Controlled by the Icebreakers. Centering pass turned over to the far side off the stick of Johnson now. It's going to get held up there. Hendrickson tries to clear. She bounces it over to Lindbergh or to Cutter. Cutter puts a shot right on to Antilla from her own zone. Icebreakers go down and pick it up. Near side now, brought back into the Moorhead zone on the stick of Nora Good. She tries to send it back up to the blue line, but nobody was home, so it ended up sliding all the way out to neutral ice. Icebreakers momentarily get it back into the Spud zone. Allmendinger was there to turn it right back out. Near side now, it's brought over to Oakes. Oakes sends it off the wall up to Strand. Strand takes it in, tries to dump it, but the Icebreakers were right there to send it right back out to neutral. Oakes with it now, near side, brings it in. She's going to get driven down into the corner, but is able to get the shot away that went off the side of the cage. Icebreakers are able to clear on the far side now. Down into the Moorhead zone once again. McMillan tries for the shot. That one goes wide and back behind the net. Near side, Swenson tries to clear it. Goes right into the Icebreakers. but it's going to get bounced back to Oaks. Oaks will send it the length of the ice. That one will get called back on icing with 3:56 left here in the second.
Well, Duluth sure is reading our passes quite well today. I think there's been 6 or 7 in the last 4 minutes that they've picked off. They're just reading them like a book. We got to disguise the pass a little bit more or use those legs to get the puck up the ice. Still want to see the girls start using their speed.
They are really getting right into the passing zones and shutting the doors on everything. Johnson with it now, takes it back in behind her own net. She's got Simonson in her pocket. Puck will come loose to Dufault. Dufault sends it around to Tibitowski on the near side half wall. She's going to try to walk it out. She's able to do so, forcing the Icebreakers to reset. Far side now, brought right back into the Moorhead zone on the stick of Simonson. She'll get steered over to the far side boards. Puck comes loose and down into the corner. Dufault will send it in back behind the net. Cutter steps up, or Johnson steps up. She's going to fight for it right behind the net. Lee steps in to help. Far side now. It's going to. Spuds tried to clear. It was once again held in right at the blue line. Bouncing puck comes over to the near side. Simonson takes it down in. Is able to get the shot put on to Andel. Kick save made there. Johnson steers it back in behind the net and fights for it. Cole comes away with it. She'll take it over to the far side and then puts the brakes on. Brings it right back around in behind the net. Centering pass is going to actually get intercepted by the Spuds this time. It'll come up to Kurth near side. Turned down into the slot. Shot goes just wide into the over to the far side wall. Once again, a shot from over there is going to get blocked down in traffic. Cole with it now. Brings it around back in behind the net. Centering pass out to the slot. Shot got redirected and bounced over onto the far side.
Need a change real bad here, Seth. We got stuck in the zone for too long.
There we go. That's going to get called back on icing, but that's going to give the Spuds their needed change.
Whew, that was some good pressure by Duluth, I have to say. I am impressed. They're getting to every loose puck. Definitely benefiting by a bounce or two, kind of going their way. But they are working hard. Spuds are doing everything they can to just get the puck out of the zone.
Face-off is going to be glove side of Andel between Bailey Thies and Caitlin Shirley. Back in behind the Moorhead net. It's going to be controlled by the Spuds. Ness ahead to Hockett, far side. Hockett's able to get control of it. 2-on-2 going down into the Duluth zone. Centering pass over to Shirley. Shirley was able to get a little bit of a dribble shot put on it. It was kicked away by Antilla. Will be held up down in the near side corner now. Sent along the near side boards. Hendrickson comes streaking over, was able to knock it loose, but the Spuds will end up offside as the puck bounced back down into the Duluth defensive end.
In order to keep that offensive zone pressure, our defense are really having to get in deep to keep the puck on the boards. Unfortunately, when we lose that battle, it's usually resulting in an odd man rush coming the other way from Duluth.
Face-off is going to be controlled by Duluth just inside their own zone. They're able to clear it right back out. Oaks will control along the near side wall. She gets tripped up. Puck is going to finally come loose. Shirley's going to carry it down in. She dumps it in behind the net. Picked up back there by Neela Johnson, who will send it along the far side boards. Bailey Thies now with it, out through center. Sidesteps one, sends it cross ice, looks for the shot, out in front of Andel. Save made. Spuds are going to come away with it. Shirley now near side, back out through center. She bounces it off the wall and ends up getting pinched up by two Duluth skaters. Duluth will pick it up back behind their own net. Nora Good sends it ahead to Matheson at neutral ice, who sends it down deep into the Moorhead zone. That one bounced off the back wall right up to Andel, who covered up. And we'll have $1.09 left here in this second period.
Well, again, Duluth is just moving their feet, so they're able to do some things that we're not right now, just with the fact that they have speed coming through the neutral zone.
I think they got into the Red Bull this morning.
They did.
I think they all went to breakfast and had a Red Bull.
They found it because they've been using it.
Puck will be held up along the backside wall before finally being picked loose by Matheson, brought around the near side. Centering pass goes through the crease and over to the far side boards. Once again, Duluth controls. Spuds are on the delayed penalty. Wait a minute. We touched it. Why did we not have a whistle?
That's a good question. We did touch it. Unless they're arguing that we didn't have control over it and it was incidental, like a tip.
Side of the net now. Puck is going to get pushed over into the near side corner. Spuds are still trying to get the get a hold of it so they can get the stoppage and play. There we go. Hanukkah is back. Actually, Hanukkah's back out there, so that's a good sign. She's able to get a handle on it. We'll get the stoppage and play, but the Spuds are going to be headed to the box.
Almendinger for, I'm going to say a check. Let's see what the call is. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure if that was it was kind of the.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Well, that's a rough, and that's a check. It wasn't either of those.
It was kind of a Heil Hitler.
It was a Heil Hitler, which is weird, but I'm going to call that a check. That's what I saw
in the
corner there.
We'll go with it. Dufault with it now in the far side corner of her own zone. Tries to stall it out, burn out the last 15 seconds of this period. Duluth is going to come away with it. Far side up to the blue line, brought over to the near side. They look for the shot. It'll get sent back down into the near side corner. Held up Erickson, out front, shot, and the goal this time, and that's going to leave us with 3.3 seconds and another power play goal for the Icebreakers.
Well, again, that comes from Duluth moving their feet. They were passing the puck around on the point. Have a good power play rotation there, and number 13, Erickson for Duluth, was able to just kind of walk that in, bank it off the side of Andel for the power play goal.
So that'll put Duluth as 2 for 2 on the power play. We'll have 3 seconds, so I think we're going to see a face-off and a little bit of a fight, and then there's the horn. So after 2 periods, your Moorhead Spuds are trailing the Duluth Icebreakers 2-0. Q, any final comments before we go to break here?
Well, I hope they use the rest while the Zamboni's out to get those legs fired up. Not to the point where I'm worried about it right now. We're certainly capable of scoring 2 goals in 1 period. We got the talent for that. But we're going to need to come out swinging, and particularly swinging the legs. I think all we need to do in this game is get those feet moving, start generating some offensive chances with the speed, and I think good things will happen.
It's like I said yesterday, a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey, and that's exactly what Duluth has got on us right now. So let's see what we can do. We'll be back here in about 11 and a half minutes once they get done shoveling the ice, and we'll take a break. You're listening to Moorhead Spuds Hockey on Krabby Toad Studios Radio. Welcome back to Duluth in game number 2 of the regional tournament. Your Moorhead Spuds are currently locked in battle with the Duluth Icebreakers and trail 2-0 after 2 periods. We're back to start the third here now. 30 minutes in the book, 15 to go. Face off at center ice is going to be controlled by the Spuds. Johnson chips it ahead to Ness. Far side intercepted by the Icebreakers and turned right back out to neutral ice. Down into the Moorhead zone. Johnson is there to knock it over to the near side boards. Hockett tries to clear, but it's going to go right onto the stick of Sasha Cole, who brings it around into the slot and puts a shot on Andel. Andel will get the save.
Good save. She had to pinch that one with the glove. Didn't get it in the catching glove, but she was tracking it nonetheless. Another pass picked off by Duluth from Hockett there. They're reading our passes well still.
Face-off near side is going to get sent over onto the near side boards from Shirley. Duluth will control at the blue line. Shot right back into Andel. Spuds are able to clear that one over on the near side boards. Once again, they try to send it down deep. Shirley was there to intercept and turn it back the other direction now. Ness with it, far side, bumps it ahead to Hockett. Hockett tries to push it into the zone, right onto the stick of Erickson, who brings it back the other direction. Out to neutral ice, off the far side boards. Ness is there to pick it up. She tries to send it off the wall, but it's going to be intercepted once again by Sasha Cole, who will send it off the boards to Shirley. Shirley bumps it ahead to Hockett. Hockett loses an edge. Duluth controls again. Down into the Moorhead zone. Dufault with it in her own end now. She has it stolen away by Kuhl. Kuhl brings it right around. Shot and the goal, and that's going to put the Icebreakers up 3-0.
Oof, little confusion there on the Moorhead defensive end. Looks like the two defensemen kind of bumped into each other. Didn't allow Dufault to be able to get the puck out of the zone. And Duluth, again, their legs, they're forechecking, pressing hard. They were able to pick that up, make the pass to the other side, and kind of caught everybody sleeping.
Face-off at neutral will be between Maddie Cutter and Bailey Thies. Duluth will control the draw. Sent over to Good on the far side, brought back to the near. Back over to Good on the far side. She brings it back around to the near side, rides it up along the near side wall, right into Hanukkah, who knocks it loose momentarily, but the puck is going to go all the way down in behind the Moorhead net where Hendrickson will pick it up. Sent back in, Thies with it now behind the Moorhead net. Centering pass goes right up the side of the cage. It'll be covered up by Andel.
Well, definitely not how you want to start the third period here.
Face-off goes to the far side, glove side of Andel. Duluth is going to win the draw, but it's going to end up with the Spuds. Hendrickson takes it back in behind the net. Over to Cutter in the corner. She tries to send it along the wall. It's going to get intercepted by the Icebreakers. It's sent right back into Hendrickson behind the net. She'll take it around to the far side, tries to send it to Lindberg along the far side half wall. Puck bounces loose, picked up by Matheson. She'll carry it around back in behind the Moorhead net. Centering pass turned away by Hanukkah. It'll go over into the near side corner. Sent around to the far side. Hendrickson has it, chips it ahead, out to center. Hanukkah with it now. 2-on-2 going the other direction. She steers around one, stick handles her way in, is able to get it down in behind the net. Centering pass, nobody home. Comes all the way back out to Oakes at neutral ice. Oakes sends it across over to Allmendinger. She'll stick handle her way ahead. Puck gets knocked free and back down to Oakes just inside of her own zone. She walks it out. Puck will go up to Hanukkah. Hanukkah dumps it in. She's going to go for the change. Puck goes back in behind the Duluth net. Good is there to pick it up. Sends it along the far side wall. Oakes is there to try to turn it back down in. It'll end up with Good in the corner. Centering pass intercepted Swenson. She'll have it picked off her stick by Kuhl. And the Icebreakers are able to turn it out to center, send it off the wall right onto Andel. So no icing, play will continue. Allmendinger picks it up, takes it around behind the net, and brings it out through center on the far side. She's going to try to walk it all the way down and in. Can't keep the handle on it. It's going to be carried right back down into the Moorhead zone by Matheson. Dumped in behind the net. Johnson goes and picks it up. Sends it to Strand, far side, held in at the blue line by Kurth. Turned down in behind the Moorhead net. Johnson will pick it up, takes it over to the far side boards, tries to send it the other direction. It was intercepted by McMillan, who carries it over to the far side corner. Tries to backhand it down and in. Centering pass out front is going to get pushed loose by the Spuds, but the Icebreakers are still going to come over to the near side and put the shot on Andel. That one will get turned over to the far side for the help of Johnson. Puck comes loose, slides out to center ice now. Erickson with it is going to bring it back in on the near side, but the Icebreakers will end up offside.
Well, again, Seth, Duluth just keeps moving their feet. They keep attacking. They're keeping that pressure on, really keeping us on our heels. Not able to get any offense going at all.
This is kind of reminiscent of the Alex game here a couple weeks ago where we'd break the zone, we'd get it down and get the shot off and get some lucky shots. This time we're not even hardly getting the shots in.
Correct. No sustained pressure, and that's what we need, just a little bit, just to wear them out so they can stop forechecking so hard with us.
Puck down into the Duluth zone will get sent all the way down into the Moorhead end and called back on icing.
We'll have a somewhat rare offensive zone faceoff here. Hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Spuds have got to find some way to pick things up. We're trailing by a 3-1 on shots here. Puck goes all the way around over on the far side board. Shirley goes after it, but the Icebreakers are going to try to clear. They're able to walk it out through center. Thies with it now. Walks it all the way down into the Moorhead zone. Shot, save, Andel. Spuds were there to clear it over to the far side wall now. Shirley with it. She's able to flip it off the backhand out through center. Hockett is going to give chase, but it's no icing call. Play will continue down into the far side corner. It's going to get sent around onto the near side boards. Hendrickson steps up, but it's going to get sent up into the air and out to neutral, forcing the Spuds to reset. Oakes with it now inside of her own zone. Looks for the outlet, sends it off the wall. It's going to go down into the Icebreaker zone. Be pushed over to the over into the near side corner where it'll be picked up and taken the other direction now by the Icebreakers. Thies with it down into the Moorhead zone. Tries to steer around one. Loses an edge. Puck comes free. Hendrickson takes it over to the near side boards. Fought for it there. Spuds are able to push it out to center, forcing the Icebreakers to reset. Just inside of her own zone. It'll be Good with it. She sends it ahead down into the Moorhead end. It'll end up all the way back down in deep behind the net. Oak sends it along the far side boards. Little bump pass from Ness right to Shirley. Ended up getting intercepted and a shot put on to Andel. And the Spuds are able to clear the rebound out to center. Hockett sends it down the length of the ice and gives chase. It'll end up back behind the Duluth net. Kurth will pick it up back there and sends it back out through center. Johnson handles it just inside of her own zone, sends it near side to Allmendinger. Allmendinger sends it right back over to Johnson. Ahead to Lindberg, who chips it down in deep behind the Duluth net. It's going to come all the way around where Good will pick it up and take it the other direction. Far side boards now. Good with it, walks it out through center. Brings it right along down, crosses the center line. Backhand dumps it in behind the Moorhead net. Duluth goes for the change. Allmendinger will take it behind her own net, brings it out near side or far side. She's going to walk it all the way down the wall and have it poke checked away by Gorham. Cutter will end up picking it up. She's going to bring it around to the near side and dump it into the corner. Kurth will pick it up back behind her own net, sends it back around to the near side. This time it's going to be handled Erickson, who turns it out to center, forcing the Spuds to reset. Allmendinger tried to dump it in, but the Spuds will end up offside.
Again, our timing is just off about half a moment. Not getting a lot of favorable bounces. It seems like any bounce is going Duluth's way. We just need to see a little bit more crisp passing and better decision making.
16-16 to face off just outside the Duluth end. It's going to get pushed down in, but it'll be controlled by Duluth back behind their own net. Kurth with it now. Takes it over to the far side. She gets pinched up along the boards. Puck will come loose. Knocked out to center. Spuds will have to reset. Johnson with it. Tries to chip it ahead. It was blocked by Duluth. Finally knocked down into the zone. Duluth is going to come away with it. McMillan now sends it out to center on the far side. Backhanded back into the zone off the stick of Cutter. It's going to go into the far side corner where Erickson will pick it up and bring it back behind her own net. She walks it around onto the near side corner. Hanukkah is there to fight for it. Puck's going to come free up to Dufault at the blue line. She'll send it down deep in all the way around the horn to the far side now. Hendrickson steps up. Puck gets bounced around. Duluth is going to come away with it. They're able to turn it back out to center. McMillan with it now. Sends it ahead. Spuds are there to knock it loose, but they can't find it. And McMillan was there to send it over to the far side boards. Duluth controls inside the Moorhead zone. Centering pass, nobody home. Comes over to Hunter, who puts a shot on. That one just went wide of the net and onto the far side boards. Puck gets pinched up against the far side wall. McMillan is able to dig it out. She'll carry it around back in behind the net. Dufault steps in. She's able to knock it loose. Now we're going to have a forthcoming penalty on Duluth. So that'll put Moorhead on the power play and hopefully give them the chance to break the ice and get a goal.
Good job by Dufault to keep the feet moving there. That's what drew the penalty. Crystal clear trip. Textbook trip. Here we go. We can use the power play now. Get some good offensive chances. And the goal is what we need to change the attitude around.
Face-off far side is going to be controlled by the Spuds. Allmendinger sends it down to Hockett, back behind the net. Bouncing puck, side of the slot. Gets cleared over on the near side wall and out to center. Allmendinger will pick it up. Spuds will have to reset. Allmendinger over to the far side to Ness. Walks it in, looks to drop it back to Shirley. Shirley takes it down into the corner, centering pass, shot. Will get covered up by Antilla as Hockett comes streaking in looking for a rebound.
Smart shot by Shirley there. She definitely saw that Hockett was earning that area in front of the net. Goalie was able to cover up the rebound. Good chance for the Spuds.
Face off far side, goes back in behind the net, set along over the near side. It's going to come all the way out. And that one will get called back on icing. I think Oaks probably could have run it down if she would have stepped it into fifth gear, but we'll let them just walk it back down for us and give us the easy face-off.
That's okay with me as well, Seth. Anytime, anytime. Sometimes a little acting, extra swinging of the arms to make it look like you're skating as hard as you can, but not really giving it everything you've got. Good salesmanship by Oaks.
Face-off far side between Shirley and Thies is going to be controlled by the Icebreakers. They tried to clear it out from the far side corner, whiffed on it. Shirley was there. Sent along on the near side boards, now Oaks with it. Oaks drops it back down to Hockett in the corner. Hockett off the boards up to Oaks. Oaks cross ice over to Allmendinger on the blue line. Sent down deep into the slot. It was blocked out in front of traffic. This one's going to go the length of the ice. That one will get run down by Allmendinger. The play will continue. She's going to take the trip around the house and then come back out through center now. If she hurries, they can come in 5-on-3. She's going to have it whacked off her stick by Thies. Puck comes down into the near side corner where Johnson picks it up. Ooh, Hockett definitely got away with a trip that time.
Definitely stole one.
Kurth with it now, back behind the net, sends it along the far side wall. Shirley goes over to try to knock it loose. Johnson picks it up inside of her own zone, sends it back the other direction. Now down out through center. Hockett brings it in, 3-on-3. She'll walk it down into the slot. It's going to get knocked free. Dufault with it, tries for the shot that got blocked by Simonson. It'll come over to the near side boards. This one's going to get sent the length of the ice. Johnson will run it down deep inside of her own zone. Forward pass out to Ness, far side. 9 seconds left on the power play. Puck will be brought over to the near side boards, and the Spuds will end up offside with 5 seconds left on their power play.
Well, we had a couple good looks on that power play. Hopefully that's enough to spark the girls, get them going a little bit, sway that momentum back to the Spuds' way. We got to get something. We got to get something soon.
Face-off out at center between Cole and Cutter is controlled by the Spuds. Johnson takes it in far side, dumps it down into the corner. Cutter gives chase. She'll pick it up back behind the net. Spuds back at full strength. Off the near side boards now. They fight for it just outside the corner. Dufault steps in to help. It's going to be Simonson who comes away with it and is able to turn it out to center. Johnson picks it up just inside of her own zone, brings it over the near side wall, tries to send it the other direction. Right onto the stick of Sasha Cole, who brings it back down into the Moorhead zone. 1-on-5. She'll walk it over to the far side wall, drops it back up to Johnson at the point. Shot gets blocked out in front. Rebound sits loose right in front of Andel before being cleared over to the side. Handled by Gorham now. She'll send it around back behind the net and onto the far side boards. Johnson is there to pin her up against the wall. Puck comes up to Neela Johnson at the blue line. She'll send it down deep into the near side corner. Along the near side wall, Hanukkah is there to push it out to center. She has it knocked off her stick by Nora Good, but is able to pick it loose once again. Steen is able to carry it in far side. 1-on-3. She's going to get the shot away, but it's going to get redirected into the near side corner. Good with it now. Turns it back out to center, forcing the Spuds to reset. Hendrickson across to Swenson, far side. Swenson tries to send it ahead, but once again the passing lane was blocked off. Oaks was able to pick it up. Strand has it poke checked away by McMillan. Spuds will once again have to reset. Hendrickson with it at center ice, dumps it in far side. It'll go all the way around over onto the far side boards where Neela Johnson will pick it up. Steen ends up with it, drops it back to Swenson. Swenson walks it in. She'll have it not poke checked away. Down into the far side corner. Sent around back behind the net. Steen is there. Centering pass goes off the stick of Antilla. Steen goes to the near side corner to pick it up. She'll fight for it all the way back in behind the net, but Hunter is going to be able to knock it loose. Bouncing puck comes up to Oaks on the far side. This one's going to get turned out through center. Comes the length of the ice, and that will get called back on icing with 3:09 left here in the game.
I don't know if it's just me, Seth, but I keep seeing individual plays where it's just a weird tip or a weird bounce or a weird something that's preventing us from getting that shot on net. A couple different times there I thought we'd have a good opportunity, and Duluth just got enough.
Even the goalie is getting into the passing lanes.
Correct.
Puck will be controlled by Duluth. They're able to clear it out to center once again, forcing the Spuds to reset. Allmendinger with it in the center faceoff circle, drops it back to Johnson. Johnson tries to send it ahead to Hockett, but it had a little bit too much steam on it. It's going to be controlled by Duluth and turned right back out to center. Allmendinger with it now, sends it cross ice over to Shirley. She can't get a handle on it, goes and picks it up along the far side wall and his backhands it down in behind the net. Once again, gathered up by Erickson behind her own net. She'll bring it around near side, poke checked away by Hockett. Ness will pick it up back behind the net. Hockett, Erickson, Ness all fight for it. It'll be sent over to the far side board. Spuds are able to once again pick it up. Shot from the far side went down in on Antilla off the stick of Ness. Hockett couldn't get the rebounds. Icebreakers were able to clear it out. Down into the Moorhead zone. Hockett or Allmendinger off the near side boards up to Hockett. Right back out to center now. Neela Johnson will dump it down in behind the Moorhead net. It'll go all the way around into the far side corner where it's picked up by Kinsey Johnson from the Spuds. She tries to clear it out. It's going to be held in right at the blue line momentarily, but she's able to put a stick on it and soccer skate her way out. Bouncing puck. Johnson sends it ahead. That one's going to go all the way down in. Ref said Ness touched it as it went through the zone. Duluth will pick it up behind their own net. Neela Johnson with it now. Far side sends it ahead. Duluth is able to carry it back out through center. Thies with it now, walks it in. She'll be driven all the way down into the far side corner. Centering pass, nobody home. Picked up Dufault. She'll get driven over to onto the near side boards. Cutter steps in to help. Spuds are able to clear it out to center, forcing Duluth to reset. It ended up with Neela Johnson out at center, who brings it over to the near side. She sends it in deep as all her skaters clear the zone. Hanukkah fights for it now, near side with Thies. Spuds are able to pick it loose. It ended up going right onto the stick of Simonson. And then over to the far side. That one's going to get turned out through center and goes all the way down in. No icing. Play will continue. 1 minute left here in the period. Far side now, Simonson. Bouncing puck is settled down by Good at center ice. She'll walk it in, drops it off for Cole, who can't get the shot away. Spuds are there to clear it back out. Lindbergh sends it far side. It comes on to ends up on the stick of Kurth. She walks it into her own zone, sends it cross ice now. Duluth clears it right back out. Hanukkah with it. Sends it back down in to the Duluth zone. It'll end up getting turned right back out to Oaks, who walks it in far side. She'll have it poke checked away. Simonson sends it out through center. Shirley with it now, near side, fights her way down in. She steers around one, but it's going to end up on the stick of Cole, who will send it behind the net and onto the far side boards. Hockett comes streaming across. Can't keep it in. Allmendinger goes after it on the far side. Spuds have to reset quick here now. Allmendinger dumps it in.
Looks like it's going to be a center ice face-off for that one. Got an empty net now with 9 seconds left here. At this point, it's about getting a goal for pride. Can you get the goal in 9 seconds?
At least break the ice. Don't let him shut you out here. Let's make something happen. 9 seconds. 9.3 seconds. 3-0 Duluth lead. Shirley and the Thies to fight, square up center ice. Moorhead is able to control, but it's going to end up getting sent down into the zone and handled by Duluth. They try to send it back the other direction as the horn expires. So that's how this one is going to wrap up. Your Moorhead Spuds is going to fall by a final of 3-0.
Never were able to get the legs going on today's game, Seth. I think that was the deal breaker. Duluth had the legs, and we were not able to match their speed or their intensity, and it showed. Final shots of 32-12 in favor of Duluth.
Almost kept it at that 3-1 once as we had a little earlier there.
And that's about right. And again, our 12 were all individual shots. I don't think we had more than 1 or 2 instances of any sustained offensive zone pressure. So the goalie just had to make the first stop and not worry about the second, third, or fourth.
So with that loss, the Spuds are going to fall, or they're going to fall down on the other side of the bracket. Play again tonight at 8 p.m. when they'll be taking on the Proctor Hermantown Mirage. So we're down, but we're not out. We can still fight our way back into this. Tonight's game will put your Moorhead Spuds against the Proctor Hermantown Mirage. Like I just said, 8 p.m. Don't miss out. It'll once again be an audio-only broadcast. So, Q, any final?
Well, we got to rest, we got to eat, and we got to find our legs. And if we can do that, we should have a pretty good outcome here at 8 o'clock tonight. But we definitely got to get those legs working in the game tonight because we never found them today.
Should be another good matchup tonight against Proctor. We're 1-1 on the season against those guys, so they're probably going to come out hungry, and we're going to come out even more hungry for looking for that win. So,
we'll see you all at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so for my co-commentator, Quinn Jaeger, Emily Swenson on the board, Lisa Swenson back in studio. I'm Seth. You've been listening to Krabby's Toad Studios Radio. We'll see you tonight at 8.